Good morning, everybody. Captain Dave Schneider, It's a Guide's Life, and we are back out here on Okeechobee. Today's episode, what do you do when the wind is blowing? And it is blowing today. Listen, we had serious gusts down or up in Clewiston. I mean, the wind was just screaming. And so we came down to an area that I felt like we'd be out of the wind just a little bit, and we are. I mean, you can see white caps rolling out here in the lake, but we're protected by an island here. We're sitting right in the inside of this island, kind of in a lee situation. And the good news is this is right where we left the fish yesterday. And so it was our intention to be able to fish here either way. But the number one thing you got to be thinking about is, can I get on fish? I mean, because everybody goes out in the rim ditch and they do those kinds of things, and man, that sucks. I mean, when you wind up getting relegated into that kind of a situation, that's a bit of a bummer. And so what you want to try and do is ask yourself, visualize which way the wind is blowing, and get yourself cover. Get yourself some sort of cover. And there's a lot of places in the lake where you can do that no matter which way the wind's blowing. So lesson one. Here we go. We just caught our first fish. You guys remember Jim and Jim? Say hey, Jim. Hey, Jim. Say hey, Jim. Hey, Jim. That's right. We got his father and son deal again. We caught him pretty good yesterday. You know what? No, we got on a good pattern yesterday, and that's what we're going to fish today, man.
Oh yeah. Hopefully we can pick up where we ended yesterday. Absolutely.
And we're hunting a big fish today too. I mean, we're going to fish our pattern. We got fish in here. We saw beds everywhere.
All over the place.
We saw beds everywhere yesterday, which is kind of fun because you don't really see that much here in Okeechobee. But and Jim was just saying, you know, it's a little easier to visualize when you're pitching holes in the grass. Now it's a little easier to visualize where the fish are going to be, maybe, because we saw so many beds, and we saw how the fish were sitting in beds, or not sitting in the beds, but where they were making their beds. So anyway, we're going to take that information and see if we can make a really good day out of what might be a day that might be disappointing to a lot of fishermen. Captain Dave Schneider, we'll be back.
Got him?
It sure does. There'll be fish all around. Flip him up in here. There'll be fish all around, boys and girls. Fish all around. Got a big one busting behind us too. Good job, man. There you go. That's B. Give me something good.
Bertha.
Bertha. Right there, that little bedding area. Oh, and there he goes. What are we gonna call him? That's the only way to release.
Quick release.
That's right. We're on sea, man. Oh, hey guys, Captain Dave here. Time for a little bit of an update. And tip number 2. When it comes to fishing heavy winds, high winds, and all that kind of stuff, one of the things that go with high winds usually is high pressure and cold fronts. We didn't really have a cold front, did we?
Nope.
But we've got the wind, and we've got. Listen, I always say when the white flowers start to bloom in the hayfield, it's time to find a pet. It's time to find some place to pitch and flip. And guys, look at here. Now this is the kind of stuff I'm talking about. Here, what we did is we're like, all right, now we've got beds. We saw a bunch of beds again today. We've caught, where are we at, guys? We catch 4? 5?
Yeah, 4 or 5.
We've caught 4 or 5 at this point, which is good. I mean, it's not a bad bite, you know, per se. And actually, most of our bites came in one little area. And I think if we probably fish, which we would do, fish back into that area again and basically not go through what I would just consider the dead water, would probably increase our bite ratio over time dramatically. But step 2 is you do a circle like this. You go just like this. You go just like this, and you go all the way around like this until you find this, right? And that's your cue on where to go next. When the sun is high, it's 1:30, 2 o'clock. I don't know what it is. It's only 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock in the afternoon. It's time to see if you can find those fish sitting dirty someplace. And this is the kind of stuff that we're gonna flip. So we got an 1.5 ounce weight and a 2 1/4 ounce or 2.5 ounce weight. And one guy's going deep, one guy's fishing the outside edge a little bit. And we're gonna see if we can get a big bite doing this. But this is part 2 of what you want to do in this kind of a situation. If you're out here, especially trying to get a big bite. If you just say, look, I just want to catch fish, I just want to catch numbers, then this may not be your game, because this is going to slow the process down quite a bit. But this can also be the best way to get a really big bite on artificials. So, Captain Dave Schneider, we'll keep you posted. There we go. There we go. That's how we do it. Now, did that come from
A little cooperation.
all the way over yonder?
All the way in there.
That's what, is that seriously, is this your 3rd or that's your 4th bite, isn't it? In this
Yep.
in this patch?
In this mat.
In this mat here? Because I know you had 2 right there.
Yeah.
And it's interesting that it was in the really tall stuff, isn't it?
Yep.
And I know it's not a giant fish, but what a trophy that is to catch one like that when you're learning how to do this, man. Congratulations, bud.
It's this tall
stuff. Because I feel like it's like... See, that went through too.
There you go. Oh my gosh. Come on out. Come on out.
I don't think he's on there anymore.
That is so funny, you guys. Hey guys, that we just okay, this is where we're talking to the camera. This is where we're talking to the camera. All right guys, listen. I really want you guys to understand what's happening here. Let me make sure I'm running. Low battery. It says it's still running. Guys, I want to make sure you understand what's going on. We've and not we, but Jim have kind of fine-tuned the bite on the maps right now. So what I want you to notice here is the height of the vegetation. You know, it's low out here. Did you just miss one? He's striking fish over my head here, for God's sakes. Watch out, that's a 2-ounce weight. And then it rises up. What Jim and Jim have figured out here is that they've been hit as hard as it is and as difficult of a pain in the butt as it is to get your bait into the tall vegetation. They're taking the time to do that. In our last batch of grass over here, what'd you guys have? Seriously, 7, 8 bites? Honestly, what was it? 8, 7? 7 or 8 bites. Yeah. So I mean, that's a lot of bites in a mat. That's just that size. So we're now taking the information. These are mats we've already fished. We caught a few fish out of, but now we're going back through to this area again with the new information. And this is the point I'm trying to make. If you figure something out, if you figure out a part of the pattern or the way the bite is, you can revisit areas you've already fished through and apply that new part of your technique or your pattern. And a lot of times, he's already had 2 bites here. Yes, 2? He's had 2 bites at this mat since we got back here 7 or 8 minutes ago. So be thinkers while you're fishing. You know, it's all about choices. It's all about decisions every day on the water. Guys who make the right decisions, you know, a la Randy Howell, turning around and fishing a crankbait, and guys that make bad decisions, a la everybody that's not Randy Howell, that's never gotten their name in the paper. You know? I don't know. Maybe Captain Dave. I don't know. But having said that, I wanted to share that part of this process. These boys are having a really good time. I mean, this is I didn't actually realize how important it was to these guys to be able to do a little bit of punching and flipping like this. And but the 2 days here is kind of taking us to this, so it's cool. We'll talk more about it. Captain Dave Schneider. That's part 3. Here we go. Okay. Oh, good. All right. What you didn't see, there it is, right there. That camera's running. He just pitched in, and this has been an issue. This has seriously been an issue. You stick them, you got to hit them right away, guys. And hey, tell everybody what the process is.
Flip it in, let it hit the bottom, tick the roof, baby.
Ticking the roof, bringing it up, tick to the roof. They're hitting it. Now, what is important about the hook set and after the hook set? What have you learned?
Keep that rod up so that weight doesn't hit your partner next to you.
Yeah, that's important. That's important. But you've also found that keeping the rod up is wrestling the fish out of the grass. He had one here about 3.5 pounds a little bit ago that was on top of the grass, a la Brandon McMillan. Only Brandon's was about 7 pounds or so, I think, and it was in an FLW event. But although I will say that Jimmy said he was going. He said if that had been even close, I was going in. I'm kind of glad it wasn't that close, because I don't know how that would have went, really. There it is. Look at that. Look at that. Get your hands on her. Look at that, bro. How cool is that, honestly? I know how excited you are. That is fantastic. I got stuff blowing all over the place, but that's all right. Listen, it's not a giant, but you know what? That's a trophy bass. That's fantastic, you. Absolutely fantastic. I'm proud of you, man. All right, guys, here we are. We just nailed another one, just a little dinky-doo-dah. But go ahead, bub. We're in the final phase of our day here, guys. I've got some fairly clean water in East Wall that we've been catching fish on every day. In fact, here we go on camera, on point.
Damn right.
Damn right. Just that's the way we like it, right? And we've literally been in here casting for less than 5 minutes, and that's 2 fish. So it's good. We fully expect to catch them good here, and kind of put a cherry on top of the day. We're still hunting a good one. We'd like to see a 4+ pounder. Absolutely doable. I've had 2 fish over 4 pounds in this area in the last 4 days. So I have no reason to think that won't happen again tonight. So hey, man, here we go. Jim and Jim. I got nothing else. That's all I got. think so, right?
Yep, 10.
Put a little hook tail on it. Oh, look at here. Right at that same spot. Nice job. That's almost a double. We gotta get it going. We gotta get it going. There he is. That's what I'm saying. Ooh, what do you got, bub? It's a good fish.
Oh, that's a good
oh,
fish.
It's a giant mudfish. Leave him there. It's a big mudfish. God dang it! But look at the size of him. You said 4-pounder. You didn't say what kind of. You didn't say what kind. Look at that thing, man. This thing's 8. When you set the hook and I saw the wake coming at us, I'm like, oh my God.
Man.
Oh, well, that's what they feel like, kind of.
I thought that was the one.
I know, right? Look at him, man. That thing is enormous. Everybody, Captain Dave Schneider, It's a Guide's Life. And we're about to put a fork in this thing. We've still got probably about 7-8 minutes of fishing time, and I'm going to be pushing the boat out of here while these guys are still going to try and get to Z. We're only like 2. We're 2 fish away. So we've still got plenty of fishable water here, but I'm going to start using a trolling motor to get us in an area where we can actually jump up on step and get out of here. But guys, I had fun. It was absolutely my pleasure. We got to. Hey, this is going to be a really nice video. I hope you guys enjoy this video because I know the wind is horrible, but we really went through the gamut today, man. We fished a lot of different things, and we kind of transitioned from one thing to the next, and hopefully you'll see just about good decision making. I feel like we made good decisions today. We never got on a really big fish. We did catch about an 8-9 pound mudfish, which, hey man, listen. You just want to catch a fish. I mean, they're pretty good catch. But we never got a big one today. We never got a big bass. But it wasn't from lack of trying, and I'm going to tell you guys something. If you're fishing in an area that's got fish in it and the water's clean, you need to keep fishing through those areas if time will allow you to, because at some point you're going to hit big ones. We made a nice transition today at one point, thinking maybe we'd find some big ones, and we went in with our 2-ounce weights, and we punched and we punched and we punched, and we actually, you guys really fine-tuned a nice punch bite today. And caught several fish doing it. We just didn't get that 4, 5, 6, 8 pound fish that everybody wants to hit, you know. Guys, do me a favor. Do me a favor. If you like the video, hit the like button for me. If you haven't already subscribed, for God's sakes, please do so. And remember, we're building a fire here. If you got friends, share the video. Remember, believe it or not, I actually get paid when you do that stuff, right? So listen, let's get Captain Dave's truck payment made. Captain Dave Schneider.
Let's do it.
All right, here we go. We'll see you guys.